Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to put together some thoughts that have been rolling out, okay, on Reisha, the rose, the elephants, and some more information that's come through. I have been trying to put this together over the last couple of weeks because we've had right through from the Lion's Gate, bringing in the Reisha, which is the rose energies, and applying it in the way that we've been to all of humanity and 3D Earth, okay, to bring us back up into unconditional love. And so I'm just going to bring us back up to speed with what's happening and then bring some more stuff in. So my name's Ruth Elizabeth and I'm from Diamond Matrix Masters. And so my job is to assist people into their soul sovereignty, okay, into their inner connection to the tree of life, which is their inner soul sovereign connection and back to their divinity in source. And the meeting point of this is in the heart chakra, which is actually opening now. I'm the author of Diamond Matrix Masters Self-Mastery Level 1. And the work that is happening now and what light workers are participating in is absolutely extraordinary. It's amazing that we're living it, that we're here. We all put our hand up to come here in this time and do this work. But to understand that the greater realms of light now is integrating within our own physicality, and that we are being raised back up into our divine nature and into our own divinity, which is related to the light forces, our galactic sense of being, the isness of being one with the Father, Mother, God, okay, and the Creator essence is alive within our being. So we're just coming into this extraordinary expansion. And there's some very relevant and pertinent points that not only are important for you to know, but also to integrate into the isness of your light body. Okay, so we've had Reisha introduced to us through Cherie, Shemama, okay, came through in a real calling in, okay, to the need of this great love of the rose energy, Reisha energies, okay. And as she brought that call forth, both Maya, Car, and myself, we'd been getting our integrations happening as well. And I'd actually woken up with a dream, or it wasn't a dream, I was actually spoken straight to, you were a teacher of the elephants. And I'm going, I'm a teacher of the elephants, okay. And then I had the elephant trunk, this massive elephant just walk straight into me. And since then, my healings have been changing. Maya introduced and brought us the rose in the impartation of the rose into our heart, how to impart the rose to others in their light bodies. So there's been some activation works on how to apply this to others and their light bodies, how to do it to our mothers. We both had this magnificent experience with our own individual mothers when we applied the rose to our mothers, and the whole stories, the stories that we thought would never come to an end, that were 3D with our mothers, completely dissolved. And it's brought just absolutely harmonized that old story, which I think both of us felt like we weren't going to be able to finish it on this planet, you know, that we'd probably have to leave the planet before this vibrational story with our mothers would be brought to peace. Absolute peace, just absolutely beautiful, a peace that is here now resting within my own vibrational story. So I've been utilizing these things and using them and feeling that incredible change and shift into unconditional love of the divine feminine, the divine goddess, the mother God, as she's being returned into this system, but fully igniting the new earth in the age of Aquarius. So it's very important for us to understand what is going on in the overarching things that are going on. We've learned that the old planetary council, the paternal planetary council of light, has been dispersed, okay, and has been released. Well, that paternal governance has been within this system of duality. I love my diamond here, so I always teach off. See the reflection here representing third dimensional earth, the illusion, the vibrational illusion of duality, a system of duality of right versus wrong, good versus bad. That's the paternal system, which was built in the Piscean age. It's the age of Pisces that is now dissolving and coming into nothing as the age of Aquarius is actually opening up, because humanity has gone full cycles. And even this year, you and I, have popped into the age of Aquarius. So to understand these things a little bit better, I'm just going to show you what I've been observing and what has come to me through messages and that. So we had the elephants come through. We were told that we were to be training the elephants. The elephants all came together. It's like, where are the elephants? Okay, who are the elephants? And then suddenly this great big lovely group of energetic light beings came together with Shuri and Shemama, her side of it, and she was channeling Reisha and bringing beautiful messages, and people have been doing amazing light through that chat, and we just are so grateful for everything that you are imparting right now. And if you're imparting the rose as an elephant, okay, elephants, what are they? The new leadership. So the new leadership is the elephants, which are coming into their full maturity of knowing themselves in their own divinity. And this is where we are being caught up now out of the Piscean age and into the Aquarian age, which is where your divinity and your soul sovereignty absolutely 100% is sealed. You're being sealed into the new age. You're being sealed into the Aquarian age, which has no duality of the old being held within it. Isn't that glorious? I'll tell you why it's glorious for me is because even though I've been applying alignment and turning on my diamond light body and then diamond platinum light body and then the rose infused light body, but what has taken place over the last 2 weeks is that so before I was like aligning from this perspective in waiting to become my galactic self, where I come into alignment where I'm this, and then I pop back out of it again, and I pop back into it again, and I'm trying to keep myself into this alignment, and then still struggle with duality of some sort. But duality is a space that we cannot win in. We can't win. Every time we turn back to that or believe another creator who's telling me what they're creating, okay, I'm taking away from my own sovereignty by listening to another creator who still believes this. And so a great deal of the spiritual community, as we're rising into consciousness, they're coming up, and this is the portal of the heart center opening permanently to your divinity, so that the soul, your board of directors, your triune being, the divine feminine, divine masculine, divine inner child, the tree of life, triune being, can come and return into your physicality. So everything about this world right now and what is going on, even in these weeks, is about you igniting your divinity within your light body so that you can bear the power, the wisdom, the love of the greater you in the physicality. Okay, isn't that gorgeous? I love this. So it's a beautiful thing. So I'm wanting you to just take on the reality of you coming into your divine sense of self. It's not even a sense of self, it's the isness of your being. It's I am. Simply that. I am. I am light. I came from light. I am from light. I am light. I project and expand as light. And every time we're in the right position from a soul sovereign perspective, this shuts and it closes in a holy instant. It is not in effect. I am this. I am this. I'm from the fifth dimension and above. I become a galactic being. My galactic self is remembering my Akashic records. I'm remembering my past and my future, and I'm starting to interact with the greatness of that which I've lived, with great memories coming back to me, memories of who I am, connected to source, the one, O-N-E, source, your greater you, okay, that droplet that you are from where you came from. Remember from whence you've come. So it's a very, very powerful message in that we know that we're talking about the return, that we're actually returning in our own evolution back into the fourth stage of consciousness. So we came out of the memory of light, okay? We came out of the memory of us being as light. I am light. That's the first stage of consciousness where we came from. Second is into this state, into the third dimension that we've been walking around in as our little avatar. We've been imprinted. Okay, third stage is coming back up. And so many of us are sitting here, but we're still inside duality. We're still not quite there yet. Okay, we're still looking from a back to front position, which has good versus bad, right versus wrong, heaven versus hell built within it. And that's the Piscean age. And that's why you can't win in the Piscean age. We have to come out of the Piscean age into the Aquarian age, which is where I am. Oh, isn't that a beautiful feeling? I am. I am. And this is where the mother is now bringing in the consolidation, the integration within your very own being applied to you first, and that which you apply it to. So it's very important that we're bringing in the Reisha energies, okay, the beautiful love energies. We've been getting all sorts of revelation about the rose. We've had the blue rose coming through. I love the blue, okay, a bit in my hair. Blue, okay, blue, the diamond blue, okay, has been a great with me. But the rose energies of the Mary lineage, okay, the purity of this is the integration point, okay, within us first and foremost. And then, of course, because we are integrated into the earth that we're projecting always and living in as we consolidate the energies into unconditional love of the rose. So the rose is doing an amazing job at bringing us all, even those that have dropped way down here. And this is where Maya teaches so perfectly, is that we have to love those on the thrones, okay, right at the bottom of this creation, to restore everything back up into 5D and above. And we are creating the new earth on these understandings. So the elephants are gathering, people are going, oh my God, I'm seeing elephants everywhere. And they're showing us pictures and bringing them in and things like that. That's because there is greatness built within you. And this is your divinity. And now when I'm healing, okay, I actually become the elephant. Okay, this is beautiful that we're getting these animal totems of the elephant, but it's not that. It is that you are the elephant. You become the elephant. And when I've been applying my healings, I've becoming absolutely the elephant first. And then with the power of Reisha, okay, this beautiful love is dissolving all former miscreations. Okay, the alchemy just happens in a holy instant. Okay, and lifts that, and it actually collapses time and space, because every time I cast a judgment or opinion, I'm actually creating time and space by what I call the law of acquisition. So this time and space is being dissolved, which is why we're all being uplifted into consciousness, because we are now gaining the ability to be complete in this, in the Piscean age, to bring in the Aquarian age. Is that understood? So, and what's the Aquarian age? It's our divinity, our back into oneness with source, as a conscious being of light, as an elephant, okay, who is a part of the new earth leadership. And so this is what I've been talking about for many years, is the new earth leadership. But we haven't known what that was like. We didn't know what it looked like. We thought It was going out and creating better organizations, loving organizations, communities, and things like that. Not quite, okay? Because we're trying to do something that's still based within duality and because of a cause and effect reasoning. So if you've got cause and effect, or you're trying to self-protect or separate from another, that is still another version of the same Piscean age, okay? Whenever there's a separation from one and another, then we are creating separations. And I know it's so hard to actually just let these separations go. And now this is the magical part. Oh, and we've known that our superpowers were coming in, but our superpowers are coming from the heart now, the brain closing down, the heart center opening. Okay, now I'm hoping to get back to this properly, okay, because this is one of the biggest messages for this week. The brain is closing down, which is this, Pisces. Okay, the divinity of only feeling your heart center open is a powerful realization that we've been getting this week. We've been talking about it for a long time, but we're now getting the revelation on it. So I'm going to just start by taking you through a number of posts on Diamond Matrix Masters Facebook group. And it's not to bring you to Diamond Matrix Masters, it's to bring out these pertinent points, okay? Because you need to come to your soul. That's where you're coming to. You're returning back to your divinity, your own soul source, okay? But it's my job just to share the bones of it and how it works. I always say we teach self-mastery level 1, but what you receive when you journey with it is going to be extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. So I'm going to just screen share. And I've got them all lined up. Oops. Okay. Rightio. So all of the elephants came together, okay, like I spoke, and I was taken out to an extraordinary, my soul took me out to this place. See the elephant in this picture? I don't know whether you can actually see that, but it's actually an elephant. And I had no idea. I'd had this Mother's Day healing with so it was on Father's Day, which was really cool because the paternal side of it was happening. But what happened was that on my mother's healing actually happened on Father's Day. Isn't that cool? So the mother, the paternal council of light, okay, being shown and healed. Well, the mother was being healed in my personal life, and it happened on Father's Day, which was the paternal side of it. So many things have been going on. Then we met with Maya. So all of the elephants came together and met Maya Carr. So just watch that name change for a moment. Maya is Maya Carr, and she is a great teacher, She has full capacity, full memory of most things. So I really recommend that you follow up with her and get private healings done with her, because she is extraordinary. And you can find her on Facebook. So she was actually showing and really helping to usher in the purity of the Reisha Rose Earth Council of Light, okay, and to impart to the elephants, who are the new leadership, how to walk in wisdom, strength, and the power of the rose in this time of the earth expansion. So we've actually been waiting for the power, haven't we? We've been wanting the power. We've been waiting for the power. It's like, oh, we're projecting, but we haven't had the 0-point quantum connection fully here. Although we are talking about it, we are utilizing it, everything is accelerating. What is 0-point quantum? You at one with your divine self. You, divine, connected to your divinity, to the one. Okay, this is the coming back into the 4th level or state of consciousness, the return back into your divinity. So it's an amazing thing that's been happening. So we'll just pop off to the next one. Sorry about these. Okay, and this elephant, I love this photo of the elephant. Let's see if I can just make it bigger. Yes. Okay, so look at the elephant standing over the top of the systems of the world of 3D. I just love this photo. If you're being guided to be an elephant, that you are an elephant, that you're seeing elephants, I want to say to you, you are being brought into your own divinity right now. Okay, you are shaking loose last parts of Pisces, and you're coming up into the new earth. Okay, Mother is the restorer of and the closing down of this to bring in the new earth energy. So I want you to see this elephant and go, oh my goodness, I am this, I am this. And many of us have had the elephant walk into us. The elephant is a matriarchal society or a group. They have the great grandmothers looking after the herd, the tribe. Okay, the wisdom of the grandmothers, the wisdom of the maternal is held within the elephant. Okay, and she guides them, and they are so loving. I was doing this amazing healing in a place of great upsetness. Okay, and I saw the one that I was doing the healing on just lifted by the trunks, and they all came in, and they were just, oh, and I knew that the collective light just totally loved this soul, absolute love. And it wasn't just myself loving this person by myself as a single entity. It was the collective love of light and the mother, nurturing, curious, wanting to be a part of it, absolutely there in a natural state of connection. And it was just the most glorious thing. Okay, let's go to the next part of it. So seeing yourself as the elephant, and know that you have the power. You're coming into the divinity. The rose is the power pack, okay, that you've been wanting to govern the vibrational world of Pisces. And see how the system is, the elephant is standing way up over the system. Okay, the helicopters are floating around it, but the system itself is so tiny in comparison to that one elephant. So if you can imagine all of us coming into divinity, our divinity with the energies of Reisha, the rose, being returned, the divine mother, the goddess, being returned to your vibrational body. Wow, that's what's going on right now. Wow. Okay. So this is very, very important that we understand who we are and that you are truly coming in. And here comes the energy now. So just receive it. Isn't that beautiful? Coming in right now, just receive it. You are the elephant. You are the new leader. You are a sovereign soul coming into full capacity in your own divinity, which is solely connected to the Aquarian age and to the new age of light. Okay, so no longer are you this way, going, please help me at all. I am this in full alignment. Okay, let's go to the next one. Sorry about that. Okay, so a dream came up, and this was a very important dream. I might just nick out to this link.
Program as well, because this female mammal.
Okay, so Magenta Pixie actually had a very pertinent dream, and it came back up this about 2 weeks ago. This dream, please have a listen to it. So it's a dream by Magenta Pixie, which we do follow her stuff because a lot of her stuff is integrating, not necessarily the exact way that she's saying it, but it's got so much of what's going on right now. So we do listen to it, and we have to trust our own intuition of what we are receiving, because it's a part of that. Yeah, okay, this is what's happening next. And we start understanding it as we're receiving our own information. It's actually building on what we're getting, isn't it? So I want you to trust your intuition, as well as bringing in some wise pieces of knowledge to support what we are growing into. So this incredible dream had this amazing creature, okay, seemed to be from the age of Pisces, okay, and she was in labor, this beautiful loving entity, this loving creature, okay, hidden away in like a cave, okay, but connected with water. And anyway, I'll let you go off and watch that for yourself. And it was a disturbing dream. Now I remember the day, or the time that my partner dreamt it. Okay, so that exactly the same dream. So of course, when a dream comes up twice, somebody has taken an effort to splice it into our reality. So we've got the information. So we both explored this, my partner and I. So everything was the same, exactly the same story. So this mother was just in labor, bringing through her child in absolute love, just as we are excited for the birth of our own children to come through. But what was going on were these three eel or snake-like creatures, more eel-like or even leech-like, that were manipulating the birth of the child. And so they were like massaging around her waist and bringing down and trying to bring the child to birth. But the most horrific part about this sense of manipulation was that there was one at the opening where the child would actually come out. So there was one of these eels or these creatures that wanted to devour the child that was coming out. And so we were all horrified. And one of the most important things to understand about this dream was both Magenta and my partner, Tara, actually said that this was their inherited state. This is what they were created to be. This was their natural state. Okay, they were not doing something that was nasty or wrong as such. It had no duality in it. It was their innateness of the creature that they were, which meant that they were built to devour the child. Okay, and it was a pretty gross and disturbing thing for both Magenta, by the sounds of it, and my partner at the time. And I remember that being expressed. But this was a very important message. So there's no blame here. It's actually just showing us what's going on. So the child was, you know, the mother was wanting to catch up the child to keep it safe, but at the same time, birth and labor was happening as well. And so when the child did come to birth, okay, the inevitable actually happened, but the child looked very fish-like, okay, Piscean, Pisces, okay, and straight away the idea began to come through, or the revelation on it was that I've always said that when you're in the system of victim, intimidator, rescuer, when you're in this penal system, okay, that duality is based on good versus bad, right versus wrong, we cannot ever win in it. You cannot win in this system. It's like you just seem to get ahead and then something knocks you, doesn't it? It is only when we come into alignment with our soul sovereign source, and that's one of the first questions that I actually ask is, if our soul pulled out the top of our head right now, what would our body do? Fall on the ground. There's your science right there. Energetic proof that you are a soul that keeps you upright on your feet, and you are a vibrational master working with the quantum field within you. So the quantum field is like a still glassy lake. Whatever you're projecting out onto your quantum field has to pixelate and become your reality. So humanity has created this reality in the Piscean age, and this dream was depicting that Pisces itself, this whole dimension of duality it must be devoured. Okay, it's actually, it cannot win. You cannot win, okay, being Piscean. Now, isn't it interesting? So Pisces itself, even though it was so beautiful a creation, so lovely, and the mother was bringing in such great love, okay, the child, which would have been more Pisces, but the devourers, okay, were waiting at the door, and it was built in and innate. We cannot continue, and this is the message, we cannot continue in Piscean energies, Piscean law constructs. This world is going to be devoured, Okay, that's the way it's built. To keep being in it, okay, just for this time, is going to destroy us, okay, and everything that we keep applying. If we keep applying the Piscean age, which is the paternal council of light, if it continues, then that's going to cause all sorts of issues. But in reality, we need to now start only focusing on unconditional love and light and our divinity as one with source in the Aquarian age. So we've actually gone all of these cycles galactically, astrologically, and now we're into the photon belt. Photon, which is stellar energy, photon energy. We're changing from solar in the physical body to stellar, which is our star light, source light, where we came from. We're coming back into the illumined state with a permanently open heart structure built within us, coming back into the tree of life. And that's the true soul sovereignty that we talk about. So sovereignty is not something that we can make treaty with others on and say, hey, we'll make an agreement that we're actually sovereign. It is an initiation process where you are coming into, initiating into the ignition of your divinity. So important to understand this. So I really encourage you to go out to this. Don't get caught up in the dream itself, nor go down a rabbit hole with you. It is information that is absolutely showing us that we cannot win in the Piscean age. It has to be devoured, okay, because it devours itself. So where is our focus now is coming up into divinity, our divinity from source. I am a galactic being, okay? I am an angelic being. I am light, okay? And by bringing ourselves into the mother energies, oh, we're not just light, we're just pure unconditional love, wanting to pour into the next state of existence, which is the 5D and above. Okay, so we're creating this new reality, okay, that we are going to take it into the greater than ever before. So we have this capacity. So it's very important to just go deep and just let this go. Okay, go deep, let it go. Let go of the Piscean age within your own framework, in your own body, even as an elephant or a little elephant. Just let that go. Feel your heart going off right now as we let that go and going, oh my goodness, I don't have to work at this. I don't have to do duality anymore. Wow. Wow, what does that feel? Well, it feels like this. Can you feel your heart chakra going off? And what's this doing? It's shutting the brain down. The brain is coming to an end. Okay, no more thinking. The mind has to think, doesn't it? We just got tips of this morning. We've been getting it. But Maya has taught on this week. Shamama has brought it through with the many, okay, the channeling of the many this last week as well. It's been confirmed, okay, that this is finishing. And when I go into my masterclasses, I'm going, oh my goodness, I used to actually pour it into the brain, but we are bypassing the brain now to live from the heart center, and the heart goes off, and you are, I promise you, 0 point divine essence, the divinity. And for the last week or so, I've felt this divinity within me that is just seated in my heart, that I am of the essence of the one. I am one. I'm one with my divine self. And this I've not had, okay, for forever, okay? This is what we're coming into, the restoration of your own divinity within you. Now, getting rid of that. Okay, now while I was away, this is not great. While I was away on a camping trip about a week ago with the family, we were out on the beach and that, and I was thinking about this, and someone said to me that you're like a wizard, okay, and the energies just go click, 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 click in place. And I know that I hold things in wholeness most of the time. I have my moments, trust me. But normally when I come in, I'm only projecting wholeness in a true state, which is from this level. And that's what all of the masters did. They only projected wholeness. Be whole, only see wholeness. Hold wholeness as your vibrational intention. Be whole, okay? And this is how we actually work with our sovereignty. Anyway, this message came through me while I was feeling this click, click, click and how it works. And our beloved Tony, friend, brought it through. And when I was actually feeling into the click, 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 I got the message, power of 13. Power of 13. And so here I am in my tent, opening up the internet going, power of 13. Wow. All I can say is this is what came through. Whew. Oh, I love this. Okay, so this site is on Diamond Matrix Masters so that you can access all of these things on the Facebook group, because it's important that you read it for yourself. So the power of 13. How often in our lives do we experience do we feel powerless to make an important change? And it goes on and it says the missing piece that we've forgotten is the energy of the number 13, which represents our point of integration and connection to nature. The cosmic energy of each number is different. Let me give you a few examples. The energy of the number 1 is about initiation, get this, and beginnings. The energy of the number 5 is about change. The energy of 12 is about understanding, okay, coming into our own self-governance. But the energy of the 13 is about integrating what we've understood. Isn't this beautiful? And so you can actually go in and check this out. So we have divided our lives into sections of 12, having forgot the power of 13 that lives within us, as a reminder that we're a part of nature. Now, when you're actually activating the 13th strand of DNA, guess who that is? Mother Gaia. Oh my goodness. I didn't understand the power of inducing, calling on the power of 13 within my decrees, my creations, my isness of being, to integrate. Remember the click, 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 click I was thinking about? Okay, so as we're bringing the wholeness in, it is the power of 13 that is applied of the divine mother, of the pure essence of mother, okay, by the power of 13 to just consolidate it. And this is what actually happened to me. So once I actually applied the power of 13, I was consolidated into my divinity. My feet were finally brought up through here, dusted the dust off them, and I'm planted here. I'm actually up here like I've never been before. And my heart center is, I'm just filled with a different light, okay, to even 2 weeks ago. So I just apply the power of 13. It's very important. So life, however, is not organized into neat parcels of 12 units, in that we've actually been taught this. So the moon cycles around the earth 13 times in one of our artificially organized 12-month years. And most women have 13 bleeding cycles within a year. So why is everything based on divisions of 12 instead of 13? Well, very good question. So a long time ago, when the world was more peaceful and harmonious, people paid attention to the number 13 as a special number holding powerful energy. In fact, 13 has been called lucky woman's number because in matriarchal societies, the power of 13 was recognized as an important number that opened possibilities for change. Why? Because 13 is an energy of integration. Oh my goodness, I had to get this. I had to get it into my system. I invited it in. So the energy of 13 holds magic. When we view our lives through a lens of divisions of 12, we tend to rush from one thing to another, always anxious to begin what comes next. Doesn't that sound familiar? There's no room for integrating what came before and learning from it. Therefore, we are doomed to repeat the same patterns of behavior and cling to the same misguided beliefs. Having finished one cycle, we eagerly begin the next, as evidenced by the cultural imperative to make New Year's resolutions at the end of the 12 months of the year. Isn't that true? There is no space before the new year begins. We don't really take time to review what the last 12 months has revealed to us before we start making plans for next year. So there is no pause from one cycle to the next, no place to integrate our experiences so that we can learn and grow from them. Therefore, we become stuck in loops of repeated beliefs and behaviors and find ourselves wondering why our good intentions really don't work. The divisions into 12 rather than 13 cycles began when patriarchal societies overtook the peaceful matriarchal societies. The more intuitive nature-based matriarchal societies were based upon divisions of 13 cycles of the moon and 13 women's cycles, honored the power of each of us to hold, the power each of us holds to make positive change. The space was always created to integrate what had been learned in each of the previous stages of any cycle. What was begun, what was changed, what was understood. There was no division between the divine feminine and divine masculine, for each has its value. Societies were egalitarian and each person had merit, for each person contributed to the whole. Everyone was important because it was recognized that whatever one person did affected everyone else. Women who deeply understood our connection to natural cycles of 13 encouraged both men and women to review each cycle and integrate the effects of what had or what had not been accomplished before the beginning of a new cycle. Patriarchal society favors principles of control, logic, aggression, competition, greed, ignoring nature's rhythms and principles of cooperation. Patriarchal societies crushed matriarchal societies thousands of years ago, and the world's been struggling ever since, drowning in competition, greed, and imbalance. Sadly, as the patriarchal societies began to push away from nature in order to control it and each other, the necessity of utilizing the energy of integration was forgotten. In fact, the patriarchy, and particularly the Catholic Church, began instilling into people's belief systems that 13 was unlucky. Now, you can keep going on with this. I want to just go and have a read of this by this wonderful author, and it goes on. But what is going on right now? Now, we were talking about the Piscean age and the Aquarian age, and we are releasing now, the Raisha is released into the earth, the Rose released, which is the maternal, isn't it? We're coming into the maternal, the Earth's Council of Light, being the return of the elephants, okay, which is a matriarchal society. But what is the power of 13 bringing? Okay, this is your next integration into your own vibrational body. Call it in. I call into me right now the power of the 13, the power of 13, the power of 13. Call it an integrator, because this is your connection to nature. Nature, we're being returned to nature, where we created as innocent beings of light, not these that are in need of salvation, innocent in nature. And what have we been seeing, and what are we witnessing now in the earth? The death throes of the paternal system, the death throes or last throes of, I don't want to, okay, because Maya teaches us so beautifully, we want to gather it all, okay, all of creation, all the way down to the depths. We want to bring it all the way up and return those sons and daughters back into their divinity. But with this, the power of the 13 integrated into your physicality is restoring the integration, okay, of what you have been into what you are in your divine sense of being, what you are in your divinity. So there is an integration. When you call in the power of 13, you are activating the power of 13 that integrates your Piscean age, your Pisces journey, and all that you have been coming in and out and in and out and in and out with, integrating it now so that you are fully and only okay, integrated back into Aquarius age, that this is done in this holy instant, in every power, every now moment, this is done. And now I can feel I am the power of 13. Power of 13 just came to me, and this whole revelation. So isn't this beautiful for the elephants? Elephants understand this. Elephants understand this. Integrate the power of 13. Integrate the power of 13. So the power of 13, when we bring it into our energetic field, and I totally encourage you to bring it in right now, and you'll feel it right now, the impartation's happening. Call in the power of 13, which is calling in the divine feminine, okay, mother, fully activating you, okay, and giving you full integration into the earth and into Gaia. Activating, you have to understand your physical body is made of Gaia, and your spirit and soul, okay, from the cosmos, the mother is flowing through you, and there is an integration happening within you as you become this completion of the Pisces age. Remember, the Piscean age cannot win because it will just keep devouring itself. That was the message that was meant to come out of Magenta Pixie's message. So the divine, the child, the Piscean, anything that's coming from Pisces is going to keep being devoured. It is a no-win situation. It cannot win in your vibrational makeup. So all that is Piscean in your system that is still operating in duality can be now dissolved. Use the power of the 13, okay, to fully integrate your system. And since that time, this divinity, this connected to this, which I felt in past life experiences to Atlantis, etc., was all from source light. All from source light. That's like looking down your tube at the little pointy U instead of the little pointy U ever looking up, trying to find itself. Okay, this is where I become the divine being as my elephant, my new leadership position, taking place on my Earth Planetary Council of Light. Okay, and this is the true new leadership that is now being seen. So anyone that's still speaking duality is such a sure, educate. We understand what's going on in this time. We're not foolish. But at the same time, if we are spruiking duality, right versus wrong, separation, us versus others, and not understanding that we are being fully integrated back into the whole, okay, then we are not understanding what true consciousness is all about. And that's why the elephants do have to be trained. And that's why we are bringing messages through. And I ask you, if you're an elephant, if you're a baby elephant or whatever, we don't mind. We want you to bring that message, bring your messages through to us. This is showing us how this works. Okay, bring your knowledge to the table. Let it be shared, because we haven't even begun to share the new community of the new world. We're only just bringing our light bodies back up into our divinity. So in our divinity and projection out of only wholeness, we will bring new earth consciousness and build into that. Okay, instead of putting hardship out into our future, which is based on survival in the physicality, we are the new leadership. We are sovereign entities, sovereign beings. Now I'm going to take you to one more. Now this is so important, because this is what we're becoming. Is so thrilling. Okay, I'll just screen share once more. So this beautiful article was sent to me, and it was from this ascensionglossary.com. So by all means, go out and check these places. But I want you to understand that we are gleaners of the truth. We have truth come to us, which is perpetuating. My soul is feeding me this information. My I am presence, my Holy Christ itself, my Buddhi intellect, whatever you want to call it. But this was introduced once again. Now, this is what's going on right now. The permanent seed atom. The permanent seed atom is that which contains the divine Christos blueprint and its blood record within the thymus gland in the higher heart center. Okay, the divine blueprint transmits the DNA fire letters into the instructional grids once it is relayed through the opened and activated permanent seed atom. Remember I said I felt like I've come into a permanent place of divinity. It is completely different to anything I've ever felt before. And this came along to confirm what's going on. As every living thing has a permanent seed atom and blueprint structure, so does the living universal layers of the time matrix. As the record of the permanent seed atoms opens into each subband and its harmonic layers across all space, time, and dimensions. Isn't that cool? Then it feeds the source energy, the 0 point field. Isn't this amazing? Then it feeds the source energy, the 0 point field, into each of these grids instruction layers. In accordance to the law of harmonics, which includes reflectional symmetry, whatever structure does not resonate to its original blueprint pattern, either self-corrects, this is alignment, okay, the soul fire within us self-corrects, okay, as it is overridden, or it collapses. So we're starting to change the word collapses as such, but this Piscean age completing itself, okay, as it self-governs and comes back in its true position. And the permanent seed atom is what is restoring that. That is the mechanism that's happening right now. Okay, where did I get up to? In accordance to the law of harmonics, which includes reflectional symmetry, whatever structure does not resonate to its original blueprint pattern either self-corrects as it is overridden, or it collapses. The collapse of the structure is due to distortions to such degree the integrity of the blueprint has been fully corrupted. So it can even go to a point of complete corruption. Therefore, upon the impact of the critical mass, of living light current that has been accumulated within a manifest container that is holding consciousness, it may possibly destroy the container of that form that has become distorted in order to be corrected back into its original blueprint in nature. And so we've been learning that we're coming back up into our monadic state of consciousness and activating the permanent seed atom in our higher heart complex and thymus gland. As we activate the permanent seed atom, we activate and change the pulse rhythm in the grid on the planet and help build the diamond heart. I love this planetary network. So many areas of the planetary grid are damaged, so they're going into reversal patterns. If we can hold this base pulse rhythm, we create a circumference in an area that we can literally create a safe zone. We're being asked to create a safe zone by guardian contact. If we can embody this, we create a safe zone on the planet. The more of us that do this, the more safe zones that we'll have. Now, and this is where the coding is completely shifting back into the original connection to the divinity. And this is why it's so important to recognize that your God seed atom, your divinity itself, by the use of mother, is restoring your totality back with integration when using the power of 13. Isn't this beautiful? So your divine seed atom, your permanent seed atom from whence you're from, one with source, is being returned to you as the rest of this is just resolving itself. Okay, that's the alchemy of consciousness itself. This is what is within you that's being restored. We talk about superpowers and magic. This is what's being restored back to you, is your own divinity. When? While you're on planet Earth. Isn't this beautiful? So I'm hoping that I've been able to get the message through to you, because it's very powerful that you understand even the Christ seed atom. Go through and I'll see if I can put this on. So this is the ascensionglossary.com. The other one was The Power of 13 by Kindred Spirit. And the last one was by Magenta Pixie, the multi-locational dream intel inverted trident into the new earth trinity on YouTube, that are very important. And we are also sourcing whatever we can to feed the elephants. Maya, you can find her contacts at Maya Carr. Her contacts are also on my Facebook, so that if you go down a little bit, I'll put it back to the top. You can book in with her for incredible. This woman can just heal and bring balance to your life. Do a full 90-minute session with her. Check out Cherie, Shamama, okay, and enter into all of those channelings and be a part of it. We're very excited about this time, but the intel that's coming through is bringing us into your divinity permanently. Your Christ seed atom, your divinity, is now being instigated in your heart center, in the isness of your being. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. So I just really encourage you to integrate any of those parts of what's been shared with you today, and you are doing it through your own invocation, It's like, please, I just want to receive Reisha. Let Reisha pour into your life. It's creating miracles because it works with the power of 13, which is integrating this system which finishes and this system which it is totally divine perfection, full consciousness, full gifts being returned, full abilities. I was told many years ago that until we came into Diamond, we would not be able to heal cerebral palsy or Down syndrome. We are doing magnificent healings. If you do want to find out more, or if you do want to grab the book, Diamond Matrix Masters Self-Mastery Level 1, okay, you find it on Amazon and all of the book sites. This teaches you on quantum law versus human law. I got the book upside down. Anyway, quantum law versus human law. And it is very powerful. We have to understand quantum law. If we don't understand quantum law and who we are to create as creators, okay, also learn a very unique teaching from me called the law of acquisition. Okay, came to me in dreams, and then I lived 2 years trying to understand the law of acquisition. Well, I train it now in an amazing school. So you can find that at diamondmatrixmasters.net, the school. So you can also find our healing. You can find our merch store. You go, how could you be so frivolous as to have a merch store? Well, I tell you what, when you're sitting down, you've got a mug with a quantum principle on it, and you're looking at it, and you become that, and it's just opens up your light body, ignites the spark, the joy comes in. You'll be creating, okay, like you never created before. When we're at one with source, our alignment, I am a being of light. I am light. That's the difference between someone talking in duality of where we're going to I am, okay, I am the new earth. Integrate the power of 13, integrate Reisha, integrate the mother and the new matriarchal system, become the elephant, and govern yourself from a place of permanent oneness with Source. All right, diamond blessings. Love you all. Catch you in my next masterclass, perhaps on Noble Goldman. But join us because we've got a great work coming. And keep an eye out because we actually are doing this very regularly, and we're wanting to keep training the elephants and sharing the knowledge that's coming through. So magnificent teachings coming from all of the platforms. Thank you.